Most women over 60 think style mistakes are about wearing the wrong colors. They're not. The real problem is usually something much simpler, and almost nobody notices it in themselves. Stick around because trend number 4 on today's list is the one I see women get wrong more than any other, and fixing it takes about 5 minutes. And by the end of this video, you'll also know exactly which trends to walk right past, no matter how often you see them online. Welcome back if you're already part of this community, and a warm hello if this is your first time here. I'm so glad you found this channel. If you love learning how to look elegant, current, and completely yourself without overspending, this is exactly where you belong. This channel exists for one simple reason: to prove that great style has nothing to do with your age or your budget, and everything to do with knowing what actually works for you. Hit subscribe now so you don't miss what's coming next. And let's get into today's topic. We're covering 7 trends worth trying this year, and 3 that are quietly working against you, whether you realize it or not. Trend 1. Structured blazers in unexpected colors. For years, the advice was to keep blazers neutral. Black, navy, beige. Safe but forgettable. This year, women are having real success wearing blazers in rich, warm colors like terracotta, deep olive, or soft burgundy. Here's why this matters. A neutral blazer blends into the background, and after 60, blending in is often the opposite of what we want. We've earned the right to be noticed, not overlooked. Many women avoid color because they were taught decades ago that loud colors look inappropriate on a mature woman. That advice is outdated. The truth is, a well-fitted blazer in a rich tone does the opposite of loud. It looks intentional and put together. To fix this, start small. Try one colored blazer with your existing neutral pieces. Pair it with black trousers or a simple dress you already own. The blazer becomes the statement and everything else stays quiet. I think of my friend Diane, who swore she could only wear navy. She tried a rust-colored blazer at a consignment shop, almost put it back, and now it's the piece people compliment most. If a new blazer feels like a splurge, check thrift stores or end-of-season sales. Structured jackets hold their shape for years, so a second-hand find often looks brand new. And here's a small confidence tip that goes along with this one. When you wear a color that flatters you, stand a little taller, because you'll notice people naturally respond to it. That's not vanity, that's just how color works on all of us. Trend 2. The return of the midi skirt. Midi skirts are having a real moment, and for women over 60, this length is genuinely flattering. It sits at that perfect spot that schemes rather than clings. The reason this matters is simple. Many women get stuck choosing between skirts that feel too short and skirts that feel shapeless and long. The midi solves both problems at once. Women often avoid skirts altogether after a certain age, worried they'll look either juvenile or frumpy. That fear keeps a genuinely flattering option out of the closet entirely. The fix is choosing the right fabric. Look for skirts with a bit of movement, like a soft A-line or a gentle flare, rather than anything too stiff or too clingy. Style it with a tucked-in blouse and a pair of ankle boots for an outfit that feels current without trying too hard. For warmer months, a fitted tee and sandals work beautifully. A reader once told me she wore a midi skirt to her granddaughter's graduation and got asked where she found something so chic. She'd had it in her closet for 2 years, just never worn. Budget tip. Midi skirts are everywhere right now, which means second-hand shops are full of great ones. You genuinely don't need to pay full price. One more thing worth mentioning. If you've been avoiding skirts for years, ease into it. Try wearing one around the house first, then to something low pressure like coffee with a friend. Confidence with a new silhouette almost always builds gradually, not all at once, and that's perfectly normal. Trend 3. Monochrome dressing. Wearing one color head to toe in varying shades is one of the easiest ways to look elegant instantly. Think camel top with camel trousers in a slightly different tone, or soft grays layered together. This matters because monochrome outfits create a clean, elongated line. There are no jarring color breaks to interrupt the eye, which makes you look taller and more put together with almost no effort. Most women unknowingly skip this because they assume matching shades means matching exactly, which can feel boring. But the trick is variation, not sameness. To do this well, choose 2 or 3 pieces in the same color family but different shades. A cream sweater with a slightly darker cream skirt, for example, looks intentional rather than accidental. Add texture to keep it interesting. A ripped knit next to a smooth trouser in the same tone gives depth without adding another color. One of my viewers shared that she did an all-camel outfit for a lunch date and felt, in her words, expensive, even though every piece came from a discount store. This trend costs nothing extra. It just means being a little more thoughtful about what you already own and how the colors relate to each other. Try this exercise sometime this week. Open your closet and pull out everything in one color family, even if the shades don't match exactly. You might be surprised how many outfits are already sitting there, waiting for you to put them together the right way. But before we get further into the list, if you've picked up even one idea so far, let me know in the comments which trend you're most excited to try. I read every single comment, and I love seeing which of these ideas resonates most with each of you. And if these tips are helpful, a quick like on this video goes a long way in helping the channel grow, since it tells more women just like you that this video is worth watching. Trend 4: the loafer comeback. Loafers are everywhere this year, and honestly it's about time. They're polished, comfortable, and pair with almost everything from trousers to skirts to dresses. This one matters because footwear ages an outfit faster than almost anything else. The wrong shoe can undo an otherwise great look in seconds. Here's the mistake almost every woman makes without realizing it. She holds on to shoes that were stylish 15 years ago because they're comfortable, not noticing that the silhouette now reads as dated. The fix is simple. A well-made loafer in leather or suede instantly modernizes an outfit while still being kind to your feet. Style them with cropped trousers and no-show socks for a clean look, or with a flowy dress for an interesting contrast between casual and feminine. I remember a woman at one of my local style talks who switched from ballet flats to loafers and said people started asking if she'd lost weight. Nothing had changed except her shoes were giving her outfit better proportion. You don't need designer loafers. Plenty of affordable brands make versions that look nearly identical for a fraction of the price. Quick fitting tip here too. Loafers should feel snug at the heel but never tight across the top of the foot, so try them on later in the day when your feet are at their largest, and you'll avoid an uncomfortable surprise. Trend 5: statement reading glasses. If you wear glasses, this one is for you. Bold frames in tortoiseshell or soft color are being treated as jewelry this year rather than something to hide. This matters because so many women choose the smallest, most invisible frames possible, thinking that's the safest option. It often has the opposite effect, making the face look washed out. The reason this happens is understandable. Nobody wants glasses to feel like the focus. But a well-chosen frame can actually frame your face beautifully, the same way a great necklace does. To fix this, try a frame slightly bolder than what you'd normally pick. A warm tortoiseshell works on almost every skin tone and adds real personality. Pair bold glasses with simpler jewelry, so the two don't compete. Let the glasses be your statement piece for the day. A longtime viewer told me she'd worn the same thin gold frames for a decade out of habit, not preference. She switched to a bolder round frame and said it was like getting a mini facelift, just from a 5-minute decision. Many optical shops now carry stylish frames at reasonable prices, and some online retailers offer quality frames for under $50, often with virtual try-on tools, so you can see the shape on your own face before buying. Think of your glasses the way you'd think of a great pair of earrings. They sit right at eye level, so they're one of the first things people notice about you. Choosing a frame with a little personality is one of the easiest style upgrades on this entire list. But the trend that surprises women most is still coming, so keep watching. Trend 6: wide-leg trousers. Skinny trousers had their decade. Now wide-leg trousers are back, and they're genuinely more flattering for most body types over 60. This matters because tight-fitting pants can emphasize areas we'd rather not highlight, while a wide leg schemes past them, creating a longer, leaner silhouette. Women often avoid this trend, worried that more fabric will look bulky. It's the opposite when the fit through the waist and hip is right. The key is finding trousers that sit close through the waist and hip, then flow out from there. This creates shape at the top and movement at the bottom. Pair wide-leg trousers with a fitted top or a tucked blouse. This balances proportions so nothing feels overwhelming. One woman in our community switched from her usual skinny pants to a wide-leg pair for a family event, and said her son-in-law told her she looked like she'd stepped out of a magazine. Same body, completely different silhouette. Wide-leg trousers are widely available at every price point right now, which makes this an easy trend to try without spending much at all. If you're worried about length, remember that a small hem adjustment makes a huge difference. Wide-leg trousers should just skim the top of your shoe, not pull on the floor, and most tailors can fix this for very little money. Trend 7. Layered gold jewelry. Delicate, layered gold necklaces and bracelets are replacing the single heavier statement piece many of us grew up wearing. This matters because layering creates dimension and interest without overwhelming an outfit, and it works beautifully with almost anything, from a plain tee to an evening dress. Many women stick with one necklace because that's simply what they've always done. There's nothing wrong with that, but layering opens up a whole new way to accessorize what you already own. To try this, combine 2 or 3 necklaces of different lengths. A shorter chain, a medium pendant, and a longer piece work well together. Mix metals sparingly if you want a modern twist, but staying in the same gold tone is the easiest way to get this right on the first try. A viewer once mentioned she layered 3 thin necklaces she already had sitting in a drawer, unworn for years, and received more compliments than she had in ages, all from pieces she already owned. This is one of the most budget-friendly trends on the list, since it likely just means wearing more of your existing jewelry at once instead of buying anything new. If you want to build this look gradually, start by wearing just 2 pieces together instead of 1. Get comfortable with that combination, and then add a third when it feels natural. There's no rush, and there's no wrong way to do this. Now let's talk about 3 trends worth skipping this year. The first is head-to-toe animal print. A single accent like a scarf or a shoe can look chic. Wearing the pattern from top to bottom tends to overwhelm rather than elevate. The second is anything overly cropped. Very short jackets or tops can create an unflattering break right at the midsection. A slightly longer length is far more universally flattering. And the third is heavily distressed denim. Ripped, faded jeans can read as trying too hard to appear younger, when the honest goal is simply to look confident and current. A clean, well-fitted jean does that job far better. None of this means these 3 trends are off-limits forever, or that anyone wearing them is doing something wrong. It simply means there are usually more flattering, more polished alternatives available, and part of great style after 60 is learning to recognize which trends genuinely work in your favor. Here's what I want you to remember through all of this. None of these trends are about chasing youth. They're about choosing pieces that make you feel like the most confident version of yourself, at whatever age you are today. Style isn't about turning back the clock. It's about wearing clothes that reflect who you are right now, today, exactly as you are. I also want to remind you that trends are simply tools, not rules. You don't need to adopt all 7 of these to look wonderful. Pick the 1 or 2 that speak to you most, try them, and let the rest go. Real style is never about following every trend perfectly. It's about knowing yourself well enough to choose what actually fits your life. If this video gave you even one idea to try, that makes it worth it. Subscribe if you haven't already so you catch every new video the moment it goes live, because I share new style advice like this every single week. And if you want more practical, affordable style advice, go watch the video right after this one, where I break down 5 closet staples every woman over 60 should own, and why they work so much harder for you than trendy pieces ever will. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. You deserve to feel beautiful in whatever you choose to wear. And you deserve to feel confident walking into any room at any age. That confidence starts with small choices, the kind we talked about today, and it builds from there. I'll see you in the next video.